All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Monday night. It is F3 evening this evening with the cars joining us tonight from Vallelunga. It's Alan Paterson in the booth on the channel tonight, and I've got my good friend Nick Hodgson. Nick, how are you?
Good evening, Alan. I'm very well and wonderful once again to be here. I think we're in for an absolute cracker of a race. Certainly, if the qualifier or practice times are anything to go by, the guys have been absolutely on it. We're in Italy, and they're clearly feeling the racing spirit.
Excellent, I agree. Yes, and just a special mention then for our Italian driver. Is it Jacopo Marmeghi?
That's him.
That's him. Apparently this is his home Grand Prix, so he's going to be running a very special livery. Here he comes out the pits on cue. So there you go. Nick, you got some background for us on this track, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. While we watch Marmeghi doing a little bit of warm-up as he prepares on his outlap for his first qualifying run. So obviously we're at Vallelunga, and often a track that a lot of people forget about. Not too much is known, I think, about in the general racing populace about Vallelunga. But yeah, obviously in Italy, it's 23 kilometers north of Rome, so very close there to the capital, and was actually originally a sand oval, which was 1.8 kilometers long in 1959. So it's certainly got a little bit of history behind it. Currently, though, we're a little bit longer than 1.8 kilometers. We're just over 4 kilometers long. And certainly a track that has sometimes very kind and sometimes not so kind banking to the corners. And yeah, I don't know about you, but I tend to find that the corners are all rather, even though they're sort of hairpin type corners, a lot of them, it's quite challenging. Each one has its own unique, technique almost needed.
Yes. They're all different sizes and they've got their own lines through them.
Yeah, definitely not a one size fits all here.
Alrighty. Okay, so we're into, well, we got 12 minutes left of the 15-minute quali, and as you can see by the track, it is extremely compact on itself. It feeds into itself twice, so you can see a lot of in the background, a lot of the other cars on the track at the same time. These guys are going to struggle to find a bit of gap, but here we go. First guys are coming up. Jacques Buerter naturally pops into the top position with a quick 122.8 as the rest of the field follows suit.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see Jacques drop a little bit from there, but that does seem fairly relative to his overall pace. But chaps tonight really expect some close racing and close qualifying. We were seeing less than 2 seconds separating the entire field. Often from 10th to 15th was separated by less than a tenth of a second. So,
Yes.
So yeah, these guys are really getting into the swing of things in the F3 cars, which is fantastic to see. It just makes the competition that much closer, and more exciting for us.
Definitely, and everyone that's watching.
Yeah, I certainly think this is really showing us the advantage of running one car for multiple seasons, where we're getting the guys just going quicker and quicker and pushing the envelope of the car, getting closer and closer to the the theoretical ultimate performance.
Correct, got you. Welcome to everyone on our YouTube channel tonight. I'm going to just fly through a bunch of names here. We've got John G. Stewart, Sas van der Westhuizen, Martin Joubert, hello Martin, Charles Randall, Kieran Paterson, what are you doing? Barry Mayer, Martin Joubert again, Black Widow Racing, I know that is, hello Zander, and yeah, that's it for so far. Peter Geldenhuis, hello Menia.
Indeed, welcome to everybody. I hope you have a good a time as the rest of us are going to have. Certainly us two in the commentary booth. Very much looking forward to it. Lionel Clue there, popping up into third position. Watching him in practice, I was surprised to see Lionel I don't want to say far down, but we've certainly been used to Lionel really, breaking out the speed boots in qualifying, but is yet to really convert that into a solid race performance. So, really hoping to see that from Lionel tonight.
Yeah, let's see how he performs. He's just come out the pits, so he's going to give it another whirl. Who else is making waves at the moment? Boy Clue Spammers up there, Jan Spammers, and up on his Delta at the moment. So as we just watch him going through the infield section of Vallelunga as it feeds back into itself here now and heading back towards the start-finish line. It's a very tricky. Oh dear, yeah, and that he cooked that.
As he proves it, Rob Walker there improving from 19th to 15th. Good improvement there. You see already how close the times are. Guys finding a 10th, 2 tenths, and that's gonna really shoot you up the order as Antipas does exactly that. A man who was very high up on the timing screens in practice, so we could easily see him challenging for a top 3 qualifying position.
Oh, our Italian friend, Mr. Marmeghi, 3 tenths up here and heading for the line.
Tell you what, that livery is really giving him a little bit of extra speed. It's fantastic looking, and well done to Matthew Boy for creating that livery, especially for Marmeghi.
Yes, up into 8th.
Up into 8th. I'm always very biased because I think obviously is my team principal, but I do think Matthew creates some of the best liveries out there.
7th place, we've got who I believe is a new member tonight, Gas Cohen. And I'm not too sure, I don't even know who this team is, to be honest with you, but red and white car number 26, and he's gone straight into 8th position at the moment with a pretty quick 1:23.5, not too far off the pace actually.
Yeah, wonderful to see a rookie coming in and showing the establishment what's what. I wonder if this is a sort of standard RSS livery. Possibly, it looks very.
Yes. Okay. I see what you're doing.
It looks almost very neutral, so to speak.
Yep.
But very, very welcome to Gas Cone and to Graham Atkins in the chat.
Hi guys, thanks for coming along tonight, and yes, hopefully we're going to have an awesome stream. We're going to do our usual winners interview, hopefully at the end of the stream, and then there's going to be a little announcement to be made. So I suggest everyone hang on, and this should be quite interesting. So we'll chat further about that a bit later.
Yeah, absolutely. Hang on for the announcement at the end of the race. But we've got Gerard Pretorius, who's almost half a second up on his best. So he's a man who could be on the move.
Oh yes.
Currently sitting in 16th position, but if he keeps this up, could be on for, let's do some quick maths, 11th place. Let's see what oh no, maybe not quite 11th, maybe 12th. Let's have a look, see how he does.
Yep,
there we go.
Spot on.
Slots it straight in there with Lawrence Sterner there sitting in 13th. Remember, Lawrence has had a couple of really, really strong races.
Yes.
So I'm surprised to see him sitting in 13th. Just shows you how competitive everything is on an outlap at the moment.
And this gentleman, Dirk, is normally quite quick, and look where he is. We look at the helicopter view here. We don't go as high as I wanted, but just now when we're on the complex, you'll get a better idea of. You can kind of see the track layout from a height.
You saw as we went over the start-finish line there, you can kind of see 3 sections of the track, and it really does loop back on itself, as you say. It's a good view. This, it really gives you a sense of, the flow. Flow of the circuit. Yes.
Obviously coming into a right-hander now, and a big right-hander. Each one of these U-turns that we can call them, they all have a different radius. As you'll see now, here's a little tight flick into the left, and then they go back towards the start-finish section. But there's a big left-right S section that happens before they get there.
Yeah, if my memory serves correctly, those last two corners have, the camber is not great on them. It sort of slopes downhill. Wants to spit the car off into the into the gravel trap.
Yes.
Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure that those are the corners.
Yeah, there's the left right, and now the big right-hander back onto the start-finish line.
Yeah, and Dirk Brand almost 3/10 up now. Looking for an improvement. We should see it. Well, drops a little bit in the last corner, but he will actually he stays where he is.
Sure.
Stays where he is. So Dirk Brand on a 23.9. Quickest at the moment is Jacques Boerter. Remember, he opened his account with a 22.8.
Yep.
And now sitting on a 22.5. So going to be difficult for him to improve on that, I'd imagine. Marius Skuman sitting there in second place. I'd also expect a little bit more out of him. We've seen him do a 22.7 before, so there's a little bit more in the tank for Marius.
Nick, if you have a look at Brent Lindsay-Ray as he just comes to a halt. Okay, he's flown into the pits, but I can show you either of these guys. You can see the tyre markings are red.
Yes.
These are the soft tyres.
Okay.
And the mediums have a yellow marking on them.
That's a good point, though. We should do a quick tyre check up and down the field. There's only three people on the start.
Only three of them, correct. So
yeah. Brent, Dirk, and Craig. Interestingly, none of them in the top 15. Brent's the highest in 15th, in fact. So those guys maybe need to rethink the softs unless they really feel they can't get the mediums to work in qualifying pace.
Yeah, yep. Down to 3 minutes left here. We had a new chap, Gas Cohen, go quicker. He's now up into 7th place. Currently on board with him. And he's pretty much on his delta button at the moment. So very in touch with his lap times here, but got a pile of traffic ahead of him. And traffic is going to make or break this race, depending on how quick you can get through it. And based on these lap times, everyone's going at a pretty quick a quick lap time and good speed. So you're not going to be able to get through traffic that quickly, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, when these guys are so close, when it comes to race strategy, I'm only expecting a one-stopper here, unless the tires really start to go off.
Yes.
And I mean, Jacques Boerter here with a 22.385. Let's do some generous maths and just say that's a 22.3. That's really quick now. That really is quick. Jacques is starting to show his class.
Yeah. And he's going up here. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So let's just see how he goes around this lap. Okay, dropped a little there, but as you can see, he's right on his bubble.
Yeah, a couple of cars just ahead of him, I think, that may influence. So it's not too bad. Oh, sliding in there. That's really going to hurt him.
Yeah, it's gone over there.
2/10 down now.
Daryl Mulder, we got a disconnect for him. Hopefully he'll be able to reconnect.
Yeah, hopefully he joins back. Jan Spammers is pretty much on the button of his best, so he's got a few more corners, actually plenty more corners to improve on.
Yep, got him now.
Although he's just, as I say, Commentator's curse, he's lost a couple of tenths.
There's a little message for you, Nick, on the YouTube channel by Charles Randall.
Oh. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention to the YouTube chat. Oh, thanks, Charles. That's very, very kind of you.
Yeah, as I'm sure we all say, you kind of gave us a really good hiding, Nick, so congrats, my man. Well done, buddy.
Thanks, Alan.
Good,
yeah, it was.
You've got to say you enjoyed that Z4 very much.
I very much did. I wish I could port it into ACC, but oh well. I'll have to, memorialize it somehow.
Yep, something. Okay, Jan didn't improve on that time, so down to 20 seconds left. Just had a whole batch of cars go out, so I'm going to try and find somebody who's on a positive delta.
Lionel Clue, I think, is flirting.
Right. Yep, I'm with him. In this McLaren, throws it into, I have no idea what corner. Oh, it is Trincia. They do have corner names. Okay. He's up quite well, yeah? If you can just hold on to it through this next section. It's now in the middle sector.
Lawrence Sterner improving to 9th as the session ends, so managing to get himself into the top 10.
Okay.
As you say, Lionel Clue, if he manages to stick this, he's looking at 5th position. I mean, if he can gain another 10th, even 4th,
It's going down.
threatening Matthew Boy, but it looks like he's going to get 5th here. And that's a fantastic lap there from
well
Lionel.
Done. Very good.
Yep, very, very well done.
Andy Wellbolt's up.
Rocking the number 23. I wonder if that's got anything to do with Michael Jordan. Barry Mayer asking when the results for AC will be in. No idea. We'll have to. I know Jason is taking a well-deserved rest after the Solidarity races, and of course, you know, being such a young child, I'm sure he is absolutely broken. So, I'm sure Jason will let us know in due course.
Look at that, Andy up into 7th.
Andy with a fantastic lap right at the end there.
All right, Nick, you hang on. We've got to go to an ad break quickly. Okay, we're back, we're live, and we're racing.
Yeah, lights out and off the line. Looking at Jacques Botha, and he is absolutely flying, of course, into turn 1. Under pressure from Marius Skuman, trying to go around the outside, nothing doing as yet. Keeping it clean so far. Oh, we got a big crash in the back. We got the big crash right behind.
There was a bunch of cars in that coming together, at least 4 cars there.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Guys clearly eager to make massive moves at the beginning of the race with everybody so close. I mean, you can see running down the straight. They're almost 3 wide here.
Oh.
People diving all over the place.
Matthew Boy taking advantage of Jacques Botha going wide, and
second place, and Marius Skuman gaining on that, of course, into first.
Yes.
But really under pressure now, Matthew Boy. Jacques Botha all over the back of him, but locking up, and Spammers is pounced. Jacques not giving up. He got the inside line through Torrentino. And as we come through Essa, or S, my Italian is not good. I do apologize to Marmegi for my Italian, which is going to be shocking. But as we go through Roma, Matthew Boy has managed to get a little bit of a breathing room from Jacques after he made a couple of mistakes. But I think Jacques is going to be all over the back of him within a couple of corners. Look at this. Yeah, Sas van der Vesthuizen saying, let's hope for a good first corner. Track is tight, but it can be done. Well, unfortunately, it wasn't quite done tonight by the mid-pack. And as I'm saying that, Jacques Botha is now past Matthew Boy. Felt that was a little bit inevitable, but now Jan Spammer's having a go up the inside. Oh, just making a little bit of contact, it looked like. Getting it all wrong. And, oh no, that looks like Lionel Clue running straight into him. There's going to be all kinds of damage on those cars, I think. I'd expect some possible early pit stops. Maybe guys shifting to a 2-stop strategy here with all the damage. Oh, goodness. Lionel Clue just getting his braking wrong there. I think possibly his damage...
That's Jude Stewart.
Playing a part in that one. That's really unfortunate. Guys going all over the place. So we were expecting a really tight race, but unfortunately... a bunch of mistakes have taken out the pack. I mean, when you're this tight, one little mistake and you can take 2 or 3 cars off.
True. So we're obviously going to just chop and change as we find the closest kind of splits, and we'll try and catch as much of the action as we can for those of you watching on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, absolutely. Marius Skuman running away with it at the front at the moment, though. I just saw he set the fastest lap of the race so far, and he's about, quick maths, 4/10 of a second quicker than the next fastest. But now we'll see if Jacques Butt can really get into his stride and try and close that 2.5 second gap.
Spammers in the pits. So,
well
yeah, early one. Tyre choice. Oh, sorry, as we get stuck there. Everyone's on mediums from what Nick and myself can see. So everyone is on the medium profile. No one's going out with the soft. So good thinking there, gents.
Yeah, clearly the medium's the way to go here. And I'm hoping things are going to settle down a little bit. That much contact in a sim race is never ideal. It's going to ruin a lot of people's races. But now we get to see how the drivers really react to this. Some guys are going to be just absolutely fuming in the cockpit and make more mistakes. Some people, it's just going to motivate them more.
Exactly.
When there's this kind of drama in a race, it's opportunities are there. They are absolutely there.
Just on board watching Lawrence Turner here coming up to the back of Lionel Clue.
And as that happens, I just want to point out that Jacques Butt has now done the fastest lap of the race and was 0.3 of a second quicker than Marius Skuman.
Yeah, all on his own here. 2.2 second gap to Marius Skuman and 2.7 to Matthew Boy in third place at the moment. So having a bit of a lonely drive, but this is where you have to nail every single lap as a quali lap, and you will then slowly but surely, or hopefully, edge into that gap and close it down.
Yeah, absolutely. And interestingly, the first 6 drivers, there's about 2.5 seconds between each one of them. And in the past, we've tended to see the closest and hottest racing up at the front, at the sharp end of the field. So far, not tonight. The midfield is really where it's sort of hotting up between 7th and about 12th position.
Yes. Well, we've had Pretorius have a turnaround or a problem because he's dropped 3 or 4 positions.
Yeah, and of course, if you even just have a half a spin, you're going to be losing at least 3 positions.
Definitely.
Sas van der Westhuizen saying Marmegi gaining quite a bit, it seems. Marmegi was certainly very paranoid about accidents off the line and so on. Unfortunately, it now seems like he's down in 12th. So he may have gained a bunch, but unless he's jumped in the pits and we missed it, Sas van der Westhuizen deciding he needed a bit of commentator's curse.
Yeah, we got him on 20th, so I think he might have pitted for some damage, possibly. We didn't see that. I didn't see him go in the pit.
No, nor did I. But it's possible we missed something with how quick the pit stops are here. Dave in the chat saying, "Come on, Melvin," and fantastic to see him get some support.
Jan Spammers here in 18th, down at the bottom of the grid of the race. 123.8. Andy Walbolt 123.5, closing in on him. They were involved in, I think, the early collision.
Yeah, and they're the ones who took those early pit stops. So let's see if they can work their way back through the field over the course of the next 38 minutes. Be interesting to see. It's obviously quite a hard task, and the passing positions around Vallelunga, there aren't too many. I mean, you can see these guys bunching through the S.
Yes.
And the S's, or the S, I'm going to call them the S's. Oh, Sterner really getting all crossed up.
Yeah, look, one definite overtaking move is a late braking dive down at the end of this long, windy straight, we'll call it that.
Absolutely, which of course in these cars with the downforce is flat out.
Yes. But up here, and there's it.
Yeah.
Who was that? Lionel Clue. Outbraked himself, so he's thrown it away.
Yeah, as I said in qualifying, Lionel's always shown us what he can do in qualifying, but so far he's yet to convert it in the race, and unfortunately seeming to make a last-ditch effort, and it didn't quite pan out the way he wanted it.
Ooh, Corne Briet almost outbraking himself.
Yeah, and he might lose out now to Lawrence Sterner, who's not going to let this chance go a-begging.
Some very defensive lines here.
Yeah, Briet doing very well there, keeping a cool head. And Sterner as well. It'll be very tempting just to, throw a move after a mistake like that.
Yeah, this is an intelligent man's race for sure. You've got to think very carefully where you can, if you're going to, where you can place your car to make a clean overtake.
Okay, my mate Sas van der Westhuizen reckon he got caught up in the first crash and was 20 seconds behind, and of course he's brought that all the way down to 6 seconds. But I do wonder if that had something to do with Andy and Jan jumping into the pits.
Yes.
Because if you look, Jan Spummers is 20 seconds behind Brent Lindsay-Ray. So
here we go. Stern out the inside.
Yeah, locking up but making it count. Sometimes eating into your tyres a little bit to make that position is worth it.
Neil Berger closing in on the back of our new member Gas Cohen. This is 11th and 10th position. And Neil Berger also on a comeback drive. Whoops, running a little wide. I remember seeing the purple car for Paterson Works Racing. He was involved in that little incident at the beginning of the race. So he's obviously trying to drive his way back into contention.
Yeah, not too bad at the moment in 11th. Certainly, there's a good top 10 position available to him.
Yeah. Ooh, these two are having a good ding dong dice. Lawrence Stern and Corne. Oh, sorry, and Jacques Boerter. I'm sorry.
No, Jacques Boerter has just set the fastest lap. I think that's possibly.
Oh, that's what I saw. We're on Lawrence Stern. And Corne Briet just behind it. Good catch. Well done there, Nick.
So we've got an interesting question here from Andre, and he's asking what the track temperature is and does it impact the race.
Okay.
So I don't know that I can tell you the track temperature as such right now. We can have a look, see if it is, but the track temperature absolutely affects the pace of the race, and possibly the strategy, but not necessarily the quality of the racing. So typically the lower the track temperature in AC, the quicker the cars are going to go, because they're not going to overheat their tires. They're going to be able to run a softer compound than they would if the track was really hot, and so forth. But the quality of the racing, in my opinion, shouldn't necessarily change, because it affects everyone in the same way. Unless you're a driver that, I don't know, particularly thrives on the soft tires for whatever reason, more than the rest of the competitors. Some drivers will also let that kind of thing go to their head and go, well, the track was so hot I couldn't really control the car and so on. And you're going, well, yes, but it's the same for everyone. So
that's true.
But yeah, great question. And hello to Gert.
Hi, Gert. So while you were explaining that, we had Antti Paska pass Matthew Boy for 3rd position, and these guys are going. They're driving as hard as they can, and positions are changing. So, as you said earlier, Neil, this is a benefit of running a long-term class, because the drivers are all coming to grips with these cars and their handling and characteristics, and making them work in their benefit.
Absolutely. I think Sterner's just got Dirk Brand.
He has too.
And I think that was a move that we missed off camera rather than a mistake, just judging on how close they are. Dirk Brand's not going to take it lying down, though. He's absolutely going to be all over the back of him. Oh, that's unfortunate. Marmegi has unfortunately disconnected from the server. That's a real shame on his home Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Or home race.
Possibly having some network related issues. He was in the pits just before he disconnected. Alright.
Yeah, so Corne Briet, Dirk Brand and Lawrence Sterner really nose to tail here. three guys that are used to being, fighting for podiums, but currently finding themselves towards the, the more bottom half of the top 10, between 6th to 8th.
Yep.
Still excellent points on offer though. You can't sniff at a good top 10 like that. So all of them will be giving it everything. Looked like Dirk, was that Dirk Brand? No, there was Dirk Brand looked like he was going defensive there, feeling the need.
Yes, I also saw that. Definitely running down the inside for that apex into the first main turn on the end of the main straight. And absorbing huge amounts of pressure from Cornet Breacher.
Yeah, it looked like Cornet was much better on the brakes going in, but then getting a bit out of shape on the way out. These two corners are deceptively difficult. Possibly in a car with so much downforce. Not too much on the second one, but certainly that first left-hander is very, very, very tricky. And here, getting a good drive, absolutely critical. And while we're only, some might say it's only F3 cars, and they don't have the power of an F1 car or anything like that, they've still got more than enough power to spin those rears for days. So these guys are really going to be having to manage the throttle, because with so many hairpin style corners, getting that power down is absolutely critical.
It's
the only way you're going to do well.
I mean, they're not really, besides the main straight and that left right chicane and maybe this set of or complex, all the other corners are proper stop turn accelerate type corners. They aren't high speed sweeping corners. So traction control and the braking and throttle control are going to be paramount today.
Yeah, I mean, even the S's here, they just, it's quite a slow complex.
It is. So this gap has now come down from 2.8 seconds to just under 1 second.
And you can see Maurice Schuman's really picked up his pace. So we saw Jacques Boerter setting the fastest lap of the race recently, but they both did a 23.0 there. So I mean, they're both absolutely flying. Maurice Schumann started out, setting fastest laps of around 23.4, 23.3. And with the challenge of Jacques Boerter, it's fantastic to see him upping his game. He's being put under pressure, and instead of cracking under the pressure, he's actually, thriving under it, which is amazing to see. I see Ryan Azevedo has got Matthew Boy.
Yep, just on him now.
I wonder if there was maybe a bit of a mistake, because you can see Matthew Boy coming back at him.
Definitely.
Trying to go around the outside of Campagno. Again, my Italian. By the end of this race, I'll probably be fluent, but I think this is... Yeah. Serrate, and then as we come through Trincia, Matthew not giving up on his fourth place. He's still trying to get it back as we go through Semaphore and then into what I always want to call Tarantino, but it's not. It's Tarantino.
So, Nick, I'm going to put you on the spot right now.
Excellent.
You are the team principal, and this is the picture you're looking at.
Sorry, I just see Ryan's dived into the pits there. So Matthew Boy's jumped up to fourth, and Ryan has pitted. It's a little early, but
so it's clear.
These guys are probably jumping in, doing a shorter stint and then a longer stint. So you probably find that they thought this pace is so close, I want to try and gain some positions early on, and then hang on to them later.
Right.
Sorry, you were trying to ask me a question.
Yeah, that's the picture that you're looking at. Do you think there's any team orders here? Put yourself in Zander's shoes.
I mean, those are not some shoes I want to be in right now.
No.
I'm sure they're quite sweaty with the prospect of a couple of teammates, taking themselves out or anything like that. Look, it depends. It depends. If I was the team principal, honestly, I would have to say that I'd be saying, guys, you can race until the
Up
pit
until a
stops,
point, yeah.
and then no more. I'd also be checking the standings and going, where are we now right now in the season? How close is everything? Because also looking at drop rounds as well. Remember, there's the drop round to consider.
Yes.
So if for whatever reason, let's say Jacques had taken his drop round, which I don't think he has, but let's pretend he had, then I would actually be really seriously considering a swap, but only at the end.
Well, Zander, you watching here, let us know if you've issued any type of management instruction, or what is your what are your drivers allowed to do and what are they not allowed to. Obviously, we don't want to, they're not allowed to obviously smash the cars. That's the worst thing that can happen. But what have you said to them prior to the race? Let us know. Just watching Dirk Brand here. We've got Berger, who's just come out the pits, if I was right there. I saw him in the pits, and we've got Mulder that's in the pits.
Yeah, as we've got guys in the pits there. I've got Reinhard Engelbrecht in the chat asking how the drivers know if they've got damage. So there is a damage. The problem with these cars is because they are a mod car, they kind of have to rely on the damage indicator that the system, the Assetto Corsa system, gives them more than a visual. One of a visual, whereas you watch the GT3 cars, and when there's damage on those, often you see crooked wings and bent bonnets and so forth. Some might say it's a little bit of a flaw in using a mod car, but trust me, when these drivers have damage in a car like this, they absolutely know all about it. They don't need any kind of visual clue to know. They just know when they turn in the car, it does not do what it's meant to.
Interesting.
And apparently we have the FIA stewards watching our race as well.
Yes.
I'm not convinced that's for real. But
somebody, I think I know who it is, but I've forgotten. So I'm just going to rather keep quiet.
I'm going to pretend it is, and we've got some international exposure.
Good. Right, Jude Stewart into the pits. Dirk Brand still close up here.
So I haven't seen Botha or Skuman jump into the pits as yet. Antipas is now 20 seconds behind, so I don't know if he's pitted yet or not. I don't think so.
I don't think so, no.
So our top runners all... Remember, it's a 45-minute race. We've got 24 minutes left, so we've only had 20 minutes. So I'd imagine I'm going to put my reputation on the line here and say that the top guys are going to be coming in around the 20-minute mark. Goodness, we've got Corne Breed all over the place. Possibly his tires are just gone.
Yeah, he's
really struggling. Perhaps we see these guys jump into the pits, although I think we've just passed the pit lane entrance, so not for this lap. So Jan Spammers, who was involved in those incidents, has worked his way up to 15th place. But remember, because these guys are so evenly matched on pace, he's really finding. This is a guy who's done exceptionally well over the last season or so. He's really struggling. He's doing a 23-1. The guys in first and second are doing 23 dead. As good lap times, as they both jump in the pits. Skuman and Botha pit together.
Good one.
So, I mean, a guy running in 15th is doing lap times just as good as the leaders. That is incredible.
Look how close they are.
Very, very close. Skuman obviously looked like he made a pass on Botha, but that wasn't because his pit box was so much earlier. But out they come.
Yeah, that was
Currently
a
6/10. Jacques has gained 3/10 on him in
yes.
the stops.
I agree. That was a 1.1 second gap as they came in, and depending on how they flew in and came out, he's made up half a second on him easily. I see in our Discord, Melvin Coase is there, and Iacopo saying, well, both of them saying not very happy about the start and the quality of the start and being taken out. So I suspect Ryan and company will have some objections to go through, and yeah, guys are trying to win the race on the first kind of corners. It's a bit longer than that. The guys need to just bide their time.
Yeah, of course. You know, sometimes people just make the wrong judgment call. But you're absolutely right. Winning the race, it's not going to happen in the first corner, especially on a tight track like this.
I think also that these guys need to understand. You know, it's not over just because you had a big spin and some damage. You know, go if you can drive the car, drive the car. If the car's hurt, then eject back to the pits, fix it, and then try and at least drive back from that position. Don't just we term it as a rage quit. It's just it's unnecessary. It shouldn't be part of the sport actually.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you on that one. I mean, if we watch Jan Spammers, who's I was talking about his lap times just now, and he's all the way up into 13th now. So with the pit stops, he's gained a couple of places. I see Neil Berger's also kind of following him through in 14th there. So even with the race so close, it's not over now. I'm always a massive fan of guys who don't quit and give it their all. And even if you get absolutely mullered and taken out and have an awful race, just finishing the race is great. I mean, if you've got like 3, 4, 5, 6 Oaks who are disconnecting, the field looks smaller. It's just not. It's nice to have people on track. But I do get it. When something really terrible happens to you in the moment, it means so much to us all.
No, look, I understand that. I do, but you never know what's going to happen. As the race is 45 minutes long, there's a long time for you to still make up time. A lot of other drivers could have some severe problems, and you'll make up those positions. So,
as we see Antipas and Boy jump into the pits, Schoeman and Botha doing 23.5 and 23.3, if I saw correctly there. So Botha really now is 1/10. He's 1/10 all over the back of Schoeman. Tried to make a move, it looked like, into, I'm going to call it turn 1 because the first couple of corners are so
here we go.
Inconsequential. He's covered off. Schoeman's covered off the inside line going into Campagno. I will eventually get that right. And yeah, there was never really going to be a move on around the outside, but I think Botha obviously just having to show that he's willing to make a move, put that pressure on Schoeman, see if he's going to crack. Taking a different line here through Semaforo. Just trying to get a better drive, I think. Obviously feels that if he can get alongside him, he can make the move stick, and I don't blame Botha. That's kind of the tactic I'd be using there.
There's also the DRS rear wing here, but it's only applicable on this straight. Are they using it?
They should both be using it. I'm surprised I don't see Schoeman's wing open.
Schoeman's is definitely not working, and I think
he's forgotten. He's absolutely forgotten. Or is this team orders we're seeing? No, he's that
was a bit wild.
Yeah, it was very, very wild. Honestly, I think Schoeman forgot to... Oh, there it is. There's his DRS opening. And I think he forgot to deploy his DRS. And that's why we saw Botha just absolutely monstering the back of his car.
So, Nick, I told you that I remember... I couldn't remember who FIA Stewards was. It's our Italian friend, Mr. Marmeghi.
Ah!
Okay, on board for a bit. We're going to just stay with the leading guys as they're so close and watch the driving skill here.
Yeah, these two doing very well. We saw Skuman defending what I'd call a little bit too violently, but both cars critically for Ava and Zander. Oh, running wide.
Yes.
This is going to be interesting because even if Skuman deploys DRS, Bottas should have a better run. He's not deployed DRS again.
No.
What is going on?
Unless he hasn't programmed it, Nick.
No, but we see it on the next straight.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, I've seen him use it on the following straight.
Okay, we'll see now.
So watch now. Watch me. There we go.
All right, you're right. Yep, maybe he's just forgetting.
Oh! What made a mistake. He popped out there looking for the move, and it just threw the car off.
The left-right was a bit violent, and he hit the grass, and that was that. He turned it round.
Yeah. He must make sure just to join back safely here. He does so. Corner Bread not close enough to make a dent or make an impact on that one. Might be guessed it's one DRS zone only. Oh, there's only one DRS zone. Thanks, chaps. Sorry,
okay.
I would have thought on the front straight there would definitely be DRS. So it's bizarre to me then that Jacques Botha. Oh, I guess it's slipstream. Neither of them are getting an effect of that. Okay, so it all makes sense now. Thanks, chaps. Appreciate that, Kieran and Kieran, Peter, and Mike. All correcting my mistake. Thank you very, very much.
Shows how much we know, huh? Really?
Yep. For some reason, I still thought that these cars you could use DRS wherever you felt.
Yeah, so did I.
And Botha pitting.
Botha pitting.
Like he's not got enough. He's got too much damage.
Well, the contact wasn't that much, but okay. Front wing and some new tackies. Let's see what he can do in the next 15 minutes.
Yeah, front wing would have definitely been pretty badly damaged there. So I think we'll see him exiting and probably being about 10 to 12 seconds behind Matthew Boy. Let's see how things shake out.
I think Lionel Clue turned his car around there. He's just dropped 2 positions.
And in fact, Bottas now falling down to 6th as he comes out the pits. Looks like Ryan de Azevedo managed to get past him as well. So Andre Ordendahl asking about penalties. Yes, there is penalties, and Maggie, just remember that if you feel like there was something really bad, unfair, etc. done, that's exactly what the appeals are for. We have those official appeals. We always hate it, and we don't support any kind of name calling or any of that. That's it's one thing I've always loved about Sim Race SA is everybody's been very gentlemanly to each other, but things do happen, and people do make mistakes, and that's why the penalty system's there, and it's absolutely should be applied. Yep, so Maggie, absolutely spot on. If people submit a race investigation, yeah, correct. So obviously, Assetto Corsa Competizione allows the admins to apply penalties, live during the race, but that is then quite, onerous on the race stewards. So typically, we'd rather just race hard and fair.
To add to that answer, Andre, there are time penalties that we can assign. However, for that to occur, you need to have live stewards on board watching the race. There's only Nick and myself, and we're trying to watch the closest kind of race. So we might miss. We won't be as consistent in that instance. So we don't know what happened at the beginning of the race, and we can't issue a time penalty there. If we were watching this stream as we are now, and Jacques Botha rides into the back of somebody, and we see it happen, and we had the authority to, we could issue a time penalty. But SRSA don't run this class and these races with that kind of a mechanism in place. All penalties are dealt with afterwards, and with the senior guys looking at the replays and making judgment calls from that.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's also why we do have the drop round. Remember, so there's typically 5 races in a season. The GP seasons tend to be run much closer than. Oh, that's a tap. That's a tap on Sterner on De Azevedo, but both drivers getting away with it. That was very close, and good to see. He's going to probably try have a dive up the middle, up the inside. I'm surprised Ryan didn't block that, because he's now going to have the inside line. Ooh,
late braking there.
Late braking. I'm afraid, Ryan. I don't think that was ever going to come off. I'd have been more tempted to try and stick close and then grab him up the inside, coming into Campagno. But it absolutely does suck, being taken out on T1, and then that's it. Your race is not. I would never say over, but it's never going to be as good.
Yes.
But that is why we do have one of the reasons why we have the drop around that, and the internet goes out, or Eskom does its usual fun and games with the power. So the top guys are really making sure that they're in every single race. So you're seeing Jacques Buerta, by his standards, having a bit of a shocker in 5th there, making that mistake. But this could be his drop round. So yeah, I do feel for Marmegi and getting taken out a bunch of races. But again, that's another thing that we try and do to help that out.
As we said, Neil Berger. There's a big turnaround just behind him. Got it. Lionel Clue just turned around. Neil Berger currently in 11th, and he's driven back from the back of the grid. He was also involved in that first turn incident, so he's up to 11th and working hard to make this work for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to see Neil really, giving it horns. Almost in the top 10 now. Where's our friend? Jan Spammers is down in 19th.
Yep.
Without, for some reason, something must have happened. As we see Lionel Clue in the pits as well there, must have picked up some damage. These cars really do suffer badly from damage, which is, why it's so key to be on the limit but still consistent. So. Again, dive bomb moves generally not going to serve you particularly well in this series.
I think as well, Nick, this track is always going to prove one of the more difficult tracks for this class because of its nature. It's just such a tight little track. It's not a Silverstone or a Spa. It's a small, compact little, for want of another word, a go-kart track, and you've got to be extremely precise with your car placement and your overtaking maneuvers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw Jacques Buerta, who's been the outstanding driver of the last couple of seasons. He made a mistake, so and we've seen him go race after race after race without putting a wheel wrong.
Yeah. Andy Welbolt, close on the back of Mulder. This is the closest on the track at the moment. Skuman out by 20 seconds from Cornet Briet, with Andoni Antipas in 3rd place. 8.5 minutes left in this race, so everyone's still got a whole lot more to race for and positions to make up if they're going to try and make any positions.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to know what happened to Jan Spammers, because he's 44 seconds now behind Lionel Clue, who's just done a pit stop. So, goodness, something's really unfortunately gone wrong for Jan. Matthew Boy there sitting up in 4th. Seemingly Jacques Buerta is 7 seconds behind Matthew, and I don't see Jacques really. Oh no, yeah, he's kind of getting there. It'll be interesting to see if he can make it back past Matthew, but I don't see any more than that.
Yep.
I think the absolute best Jacques could possibly hope for right now is 4th. Antipas in a wonderful 3rd. I did see his practice times were fantastic. I thought he was a little bit low down in qualifying than where he maybe would have loved to be. And of course, Marius Skuman. We haven't really talked too much about Marius, who's run really a wonderful race. I mean, this guy, he qualified second. Jacques Buerter definitely quicker than him in qualifying, no doubt about that. But Jacques made a mistake, which we hadn't really seen before. Marius capitalized on that, and he made it stick. They were 23.5, still a fantastic time. And it's, he's really run a good race.
Yeah, clean race, no problems. Yep.
Absolutely. As I said, when he was under pressure from Jacques, he upped his game, not cracked. And
absorbed the pressure. He did well.
With 6 minutes to go, he's on for a good result here.
There was a spinner that we just went past. Also, BWR car.
I think it was Gerard Pretorius, just based on the fact that he's lost a position.
Yes, you're right. Buerter over the line at 1:23.3, so still charging. Trying to make up time onto the back of Matthew Boy with 6 minutes to go. I don't think that will happen.
See, Matthew Boy's last was a 23.9.
Okay.
So, again, some dodgy maths. I think that's about 6/10 of a second. So it's, unlikely. Unlikely, I think that Jacques will take him.
Everyone else pretty much static now as far as the gaps go. With, unfortunately, Lionel right at the back of the grid right now. Strange.
Yeah. Very, very strange. And our closest battle is Brett Lindsay Ray on Gerard Pretorius. Gerard, of course, just had that quick 360. But Brent looking to make up a position. Every little helps.
Almost down to 5 minutes left in this race. I think it's going to be Marius Skuman who we will hopefully be interviewing at the end of the race, and see how he felt and what was his strategy, etc. I notice our principal didn't respond to our question about team orders in the on the YouTube.
I can't say I'm particularly surprised.
It was worth a shot.
Absolutely worth a shot. Marmegi throwing his weight behind Matthew Boy, really gunning for him to get a podium. Unfortunately, Antipas is doing a quicker lap times. He did 24 dead and Matthew did a 24.2. So unless Antipas makes a bit of a mistake, it's unlikely that Matthew's going to be able to claw himself onto that coveted podium position. But you never know.
You never know.
It's not over.
We've got Neil Berger here putting huge pressure on Craig Hunter now. This is a position very nicely done.
As well.
Yep.
That's a good move. He got the inside line and got it done.
So
well
up
done,
into
Neil.
10th from first corner crash. Oh, we've had someone disconnect. Lindsay Ray, Wallbolt, everyone's bumped up a position. I haven't seen it pop up on the screen, but I've got a big gap in the timings. Is it Rob Walker?
Could be Rob Walker, possibly Daryl Mulder. No, Daryl's there. Yeah, no, it's not Rob.
It's not Rob. Lionel Clues there. Jan Spamas is there.
Gerard Pretorius. I think it's Gerard Pretorius.
Do you?
I don't see his name.
Yeah, DNF is in the pit and he's gone, so his name is not there. I think you're right, sir.
But yeah, Neil Berger doing very well. He's got 12 seconds to who's it? Gas Cohen, our newcomer who's up into 9th.
Yep.
Gas was running for a long time in 10th position. Sort of, he it almost felt like he had that so nailed in that not a single other person could possibly get 10th. He was just solidly there while everyone else was yo-yoing around.
True.
But has worked his way up into 9th. So that's, if he gets to hold on for the next 2.5 minutes, that is a really wonderful, what seems to be to me a debut.
Agreed.
Our fearless leader, Jason Holden Jones. Div 2 race on Wednesday. Come at me, bros. So that is a challenge laid out to everyone. Jason is on track in Div 2. Let's see what he can do. And what you can do to stop him. Remember, if you want to join in the fun, SimRace SA, I cannot recommend it highly enough. It's a place that I've been part of now for almost 5 years.
How long?
And
5 years.
Yeah. I said 2016 to now, so 4 years. But yeah, it's been absolutely wonderful. Loved every single second of it, and you too could join. Just jump onto simracesa.co.za and join up. You don't have to be South African, but we are obviously a lot of South Africans here.
1 minute 40 seconds to go. And Andrew Walbolt in 14th on the back of Brent Lindsay Ray, also for position here. Might get this done, but we'll see on the long straight, on the start-finish straight and down to first turn if he gets any. He should get a good draft going down there. We'll ride cockpit with him, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He should do. We've also got Gas Cohen, who's trying to take Dirk Brand.
Yes.
He's within half a tenth.
Okay.
Sorry, half a second. But that's okay. Let's rather stick with Andy.
It's into the braking zone now. Leaves the braking as late as possible. Good
Didn't
turn in.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that apex clipped. So you can see on the exit here, he's not so close.
Brent Lindsay Ray still feeling the pressure. He makes one mistake and Andy's on it, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Gas Cohen is now all over the back.
Yeah, I'm with him now. Neil ran a bit wide there, so he's lost his opportunity. 30 seconds left. It looks like it's going to be Skuman all the way here.
Oh, yeah. He's got 30. He's 30 seconds ahead, 30.7.
Yeah.
As he goes through the S's, he might actually get over the line for another lap. Let's see what happens. This is going to be close as he goes through Roma.
No, he'll make it. 10 seconds from here, he's easily over the line. One more
Yeah.
lap.
One more lap to go, chaps. As Lindsay Ray does get Walbolt, although I thought Andy was behind Lindsay Ray, so there's been a little bit of a scuffle.
I think so.
And Walbolt, unfortunately, locking up as he goes into Roma.
Oh, what's going on here?
Antipas and Briet all over the back of each other.
That was a position change.
Oh, no. His engine's gone. He's run out of fuel. He's run out of fuel. Corne Briet has run out of fuel.
Oh, my word.
On to the last lap. That 10 seconds that Marius Skuman just made it over the line has cost... No, it wouldn't actually. Corne Briet would not have made it over the line. That is really unfortunate.
Yeah, no, he's one lap too shy of fuel.
Yeah, he might be able to coast into the pits and, chuck a couple of liters in and get on his way, but I think only sort of 10th position is about the best he can do right now.
Sure.
But that has promoted Matthew Boy into that podium position, so, our FI stewards, aka Marmegi, called it. He called it all the way back there and said, boy for a podium, boy for third. So far it seems, on the final lap, that he might just do it, and Jacques Boerter back up to fourth as well. But yeah. Marius Skuman coming through on the last corner, through Roma for the final time, and across the line he goes. What a fantastic drive.
Very good.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Spin it up, Marius.
World class, my friend. Absolutely world class.
Let's have some donuts. Go on, you can do it.
Just sitting pretty at the moment. But Matthew Boy is actually only a second and closing fast now behind Antipas. So I don't know what's gone on here. But I mean, he's one more lap would have been great for Matthew, because there's second position to be had, but not quite. There we go. Close. Third position, Antipas second. Very well done, Jacques Boerter. A bit of a recovery drive from his mistake into fourth. As we get Lawrence Sterner over the line in fifth.
Yeah.
Remember, Lawrence, Ryan, and Dirk all battling hard for that sort of 5th, 6th, and 7th. And Corne Briet, let's not forget about him as well. Yeah. So very well done to those guys. The pace today was fast and furious.
Yeah, Corne Briet gets an 8th after running out of fuel from second. Sure.
Yeah, can you believe it?
He's going to be wild.
Can you believe it? He is going to be livid with himself. Neil Berger.
Neil Berger killing himself and everyone that he hits.
Yeah. It's not turn one, Neil.
No.
Save it for there.
Okay, so
Gasco, very well done. Very well done to him. As a newbie, excellent stuff.
all right, well done everyone. Stay with us for the moment. We're going to have a quick ad break, and then we'll come back with some interviews. All right, excellent race there. We're going to just try and get an interview in shortly with our winner. I've got the team captain, Zander, who's here with me. Evening, Zander, again.
Good evening, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you, man?
Good, man.
Awesome. Where's your winning driver? Is he coming along? Is he joining us?
Yes, I just told him he must jump in there and off it so we can get him on live, yeah? Just going to chat to him quickly and force him up, yeah?
Okay, okay. Get him in here. Let's see what he's got to say for himself.
The man is clearly shy, but that's okay. He's pulled off a fantastic victory. You must be very proud, Zander.
Yeah, no, definitely. He actually surprised me as well after I saw the times with him and Nick Jock himself. And yeah, what just a pity that our top driver made a small mistake there. And yeah, so that's what they call racing, eh?
Definitely.
Yeah. We were wondering as we were watching the two of them attack each other if there were going to be any team orders.
Yes, you didn't want to answer us on the YouTube channel there, Zander.
Oh, sorry, man. I was busy with the other stuff behind the scenes as well, with everybody contacting me with regards to tonight's announcement.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't really have time to discuss team strategies.
It's Marius, hey?
Yeah, Marius Kuman.
Okay, he's sitting in an open channel.
Yeah, and can you guys maybe move him from there?
I'm trying, but my screen's not high enough. Okay, hold on a second. I'll drop him in my channel, and then I'll pick him up from there. Here he comes.
There
Marius, are you there?
Yes. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
The same. Very excited, as you can expect.
I'm sure Nick's got some questions for you here.
Yeah, absolutely, Marius. You must be ecstatic. And how do you feel about this victory?
You elevated. To have Jock in your rear view mirrors from the start, I have to say it's crazy, guys.
So something I picked up on during the stream is actually when Jacques really started to pressurize you, is your pace seemed to increase. I noticed you were doing about sort of 23 fours, 23 fives, and then as Jacques sort of hoved into view and came like within a second of you, suddenly those times were right down 23 deads. You know, how did you feel with all that pressure?
I think I just concentrated not to make any mistakes, so that helped carry the speed in. I know I defended a bit. I had a little bit of a slide, so we almost made contact. But yeah, I think the speed was based on the fact that I tried to keep it on the track.
And going forward now, I'm sure you're still reveling in your victory, but going forward, having the confidence now that you can take on someone like Jacques, who's proved himself a race winner, is that? Do you think that's really going to help you and propel you to more victories?
I really hope the confidence will help, but I'm the type of guy that I try to put in as much time as I can. That's also the reason why I only spend time doing the GPs and not the GT3s. So the thing is, from tomorrow I'm going to start preparing for the next one. That's the only way I can be up there to try and compete.
So, Marius, you only focus on one discipline. You're not running two classes, basically.
At this stage, yes, I'm trying to focus on one. Otherwise, I'm going to be slow in both classes, if that makes any.
Yeah, totally. It's there's not many people that can do that, and obviously, you know, myself, my own team, the guys, I've got two guys that are running both classes, but it's their choice what they want to do. It's very interesting to hear that you only run a dedicated class.
Yes, my life motto is if you want to do something, it's worth doing well. So, so I try to put that to gaming as well. But yes.
That's
well,
awesome.
You certainly proved that tonight, Marius. Again, very, very well done, my friend. That was an excellent, excellent win, and we thoroughly enjoyed watching you.
Zander, you must be super proud of him as well, Zander.
Yes, to be honest, I am, and yeah, like I said, I can't put the words out of my mouth or into my brain. Like I've always said, this team is just phenomenal. The drivers are phenomenal, and they have the heart and they have the guts. And to be on a track with these top drivers from SRSA, Matthew Boy, Sterner, all those big guys, Jan Spammers.
Yeah.
I mean, well done to the rest of the guys reaching podiums. We take our hats off to you guys. And yeah, we're looking for top drivers. BWR is open, eh?
Listen, I think you guys are big enough now. So
yeah, you got enough.
I'm the chief of Paterson Works. I'm telling you, you're not allowed to have any more drivers now. Peter Geldenhuys, are you in the studio with us, sir?
Yes, good evening, guys.
Hello,
yes,
Peter. How are you, my friend?
I'm all good, thank you. And yeah, Sander and you and the team, very well done. And to Marius, a great win.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That was quite nice to see.
Awesome. Okay, Zander, so everyone that's on our YouTube channel, it's not a large amount, but I have told everyone to keep watching that channel. And it should be doing a refresh in the next 10 seconds or so. So I'm going to ask you a little question about something that you there it is, it's live. Why don't you tell us about this competition?
Oh, well, thank you very much, Alan and Jason from SRSA for giving us permission to do that. And as everybody can see, SimRace SA is involved with this. We've been developing this for the last month and a half, almost 2 months now, in conjunction with Raceface and SimRace crew. And this will be unique to Black Widow Racing. It's a brand new Hill Climb Series league that we will be launching soon, within the next 2 weeks. We've been hard at work with it. And with regards to development and stuff like that, Peter Geldenhuys can give us more info on that. Our whole aim is with this is to get everybody into a new series, new league, something different, something unique.
Very interesting.
We've been searching all over. I've been doing my studies all over the internet, sim racing leagues and stuff. I've not come up to something like that that's unique, and especially in South Africa. And I think with this, we can go leap bounds forward with regards to sim racing. And our whole aim is there will be fees that you can sign up to. Will be a nominal fee, but we will still announce that. And we are aiming towards charities with regards to this series as well. And yeah, please guys, this is not a copycat of Solidarity. This idea came long before that, but came into development, like I said, the last month and a half.
Okay.
And yeah, and then once it's coming up, we have already been testing some. Like I said, Peter will be giving some more info on that.
Zander, quick question just to field what's getting asked now. How far away is this going to be going live? In other words, when can we expect it to start?
Like I said, within the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
We're busy in the background getting the servers ready, getting the stewards ready, getting the live commentators ready. And just tonight, like I said, I was busy in the background while watching live.
Yeah.
SRA also jumped on board, namely Warwick Stewart and Warren.
Okay.
So they're going to also be helping us out. And yeah, Peter can take it from here.
Peter, let us know more about this. What are the development and testing stages, etc., and what have you been getting up to?
Yes, as Sander mentioned, I'm quite excited to see this getting momentum. And yes, we've got for the past week or 3 weeks, in probably the last month or so, testing cars and tracks. We've also developed a quite interesting event plan. And I don't want to give too much away at this
Okay.
stage.
Yeah.
We will announce it soon. But I must say, to see a different kind of set with some awesome hill climb monsters on the way, it's really going to be exciting. I'm very excited for this. And I just want to say thank you to the guys helping us testing and setting this up. I think
Awesome.
it's going to be some helpful.
So if I can jump in there quickly and ask a question or two, your slogan, one driver, one car, one chance. We'd love to know. I'm sure as racers out there, exactly. Does that mean? What does that mean? Do we get one go at it? How's it going to work? Can you give that away yet?
Peter, you want to take it or must I take it?
Zander, I think you answer. Peter's got a little bit of a breakup on his headset, so some of his words we're missing. So perhaps you can let us know more.
Yeah, basically is this won't be like a team assignment. You'll be signing up individually. So that's why you have the one driver.
Okay.
You have one car. The cars there will be a variety of cars that will be available for testing. A variety of tracks will be available for testing. And just for a little bit of info on the day of race, you will get one of those tracks to compete in.
Okay.
And you'll have one chance to go up to you. If you do bump, we're working around that, regards to the timing and everything that goes around that, and track limits. We will work on that and edit that company the actual hill climb so that the guys don't go all the way from qualifying up to where they get to the grand final or plate final, where one bump eliminates you from the race.
Yeah.
So that is the whole point of the whole thing.
And Zander, these are they proper mountain climbing strip tracks? They're a start and end. They're not a round circuit.
Yeah, they're a start at end. Some of them have limited pit boxes. Some of them have a lot of pit boxes. Like I said, we're still working on a final detail to accommodate the cars with correct tracks and the amount of pit boxes and the track lengths of obviously. Because we don't want like a 10-minute race per driver. We're there for the public entertainment. We need to draw at the end of the day. And of course, the most important is for the drivers to enjoy the series and enjoy the prize monies that will be up for grabs.
Here's a little curveball for you. Sorry, Nick. My last question. Could I assume that as organizers you are going to limit the free practice on, say, a track that would be used in the finals, so that everybody gets the even amount of runtime on that track, and you don't have some people perfecting it before it goes public in the competition?
Yeah, there will be limits. There will be curveballs in the whole series.
Okay.
That's still to be announced
Okay.
or a week before. And like I said, all the tracks that will be available for that weekend or the specified date will be available for everybody to test. All the cars will be available for everybody to test. So this will be this won't be a fact of one car, one track. So you're gonna have to go out of your way and do some effort and test all 4 cars on that specific track or tracks.
Okay.
On the day of racing, then that's where the surprise will come. But it will definitely be one of the tracks you have been testing, qualifying on.
You also said that Marius has some input here. Marius, do you want to add on to this, or has it been covered, or do you have more input here?
I think Zander covered most of it. Yeah, we don't want to give away too much yet because we still have to do some testing to finalize.
Okay,
things.
cool.
But yeah, I think he covered most of it. Thanks.
And also, I want to congratulate Marius as our new CEO for Black Widow Racing.
Oh, well done, Marius. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
And Marius, you can maybe just elaborate on what your new role will anticipate in BWR, like we discussed.
Well, I hope to carry the team to high places. We like get the name out there, become one of the top leagues, racing leagues as well. It doesn't only take the best drivers. I reckon it also takes a lot of hard work in the back, behind the scenes and so on. So we like to make sure that whatever we put out there, we do it as best we can to stand out from the average Joe, if that makes sense.
Definitely. Nick, anything else, buddy?
Just one question, if I could jump in. The getting back to the actual series itself, I just want to know, what was it about the hill climbs in particular that really attracted you guys?
We all basically sat one day and we didn't have much to do, and all of a sudden we were browsing tracks, and Peter came up with a track as well. And I said, oh, well, let's go and have a ball on this track. And we jumped on the track, took some cars downloaded some cars and had a ball. And I thought, okay, I sat with an idea and spoke to Peter, and we discussed this thing, and this is where we are now.
Awesome. Okay, so
something different, something unique, and totally different of going another left turn.
Lastly, then, just for going forwards now, we've obviously had the approval from our boss, Jason. Where's this going to fall into on the Discord? Are we going to create a mountain climb channel, and in there will be all the info, correspondence, links to the website and where to enter, and etc., etc.? Is that that's going to get created?
Yeah, I had a word with Jason as well as Ryan Hill.
Okay.
We're going to create a channel on SRSA with regards to info, but we already have a Discord server available that we have created.
Okay.
Ryan, after I spoke to him, will be jumping on there, and he granted his permission that he will look after the servers and help us with regards to the Discord server.
Perfect.
And so the server is there for the guys. I'm seeing Kapu wants to sign up. Yes, the server is available. It's a grey server at the moment. So we only have the guys that's doing the development and testing and everything in there at the moment. So once that server has been sorted out properly with all the rules, race tickets, and sign-ups and everything else, we will share the link and make it public. But until then, on SRSA, we can share some information and launches that will be happening soon.
Awesome. Sounds great, man.
100%.
Good.
And thank you, South Africa, for all the support. Looking forward to see you all in the Hill Climb series. And see you on the next season with GP and ACC as well.
Yes, definitely. As Nick was saying earlier, you guys, everyone's getting a lot quicker with these cars, because they're obviously getting a lot more comfortable in their setups and how they work, and it can only bode well going forward. You know, the series is growing from strength to strength. Ryan's teetering on 2 complete full race grids, so it's grown exponentially, and it can only get better. And definitely, this hill climb thing sounds very exciting, and I'm sure everybody that's watching is very excited. So we'll keep our eyes peeled on the Discord channels, and then get all the relevant information. If anyone's got any other questions, I'm sure you guys will answer them in those channels.
Yeah, no, sure. They can send me a DM. Can take it from there, or Peter Geldenhuis.
Okay.
We take it from there, and all the info that needs to be shared, we will share, like I said, so long on SRSA until the Discord server is properly set up and done.
Excellent, gentlemen. Well, thank you for all of your time joining us here tonight in the booth, and to explain this whole series to us nicely. I'm going to now say we've got to end this. Nick, any last words from your side?
It's been a wonderful evening's racing. I've really enjoyed it. Congratulations once again to Marius, and I look forward to hearing more about the hill climb.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you, gentlemen.
thanks,
Thank
Sander.
you.
Well done, Marius. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you.
Okay, man. Cheers, cheers.
Cheers.
See you Wednesday.